Hi, thanks for joining me. In this RepricerExpress video, we're going to show you how you can use automations with quantities. Now, an automation in RepricerExpress basically allows you to move a product from one rule to another based on a criteria or trigger you choose. To get started, you'd go up to Repricing and then Automations. Once in the Automations section, you can choose to set up an automation based on templates that we've already built for you, or you can create one from scratch yourself. For the sake of this demonstration, we're going to create one from scratch. So the first thing you do is you create your automation by choosing a name and choosing a marketplace. Once you've chosen your name and marketplace, it's time to move on to our triggers. Triggers are the guts of what determines how the automation works. In this case, we're going to set up an automation that will automatically move products when they're low stock into a specific rule. So, the first trigger is already selected, that's stock quantity. But you'll notice there's a lot of other triggers that are available, though not in this demonstration. In other videos, we do cover other of these triggers. You then determine what the stock needs to be, and in this case we want anything less than 10, which I feel is a safe determining factor for low stock. It's also worth noting you can have multiple triggers. So for example, I could change this trigger so it also has to be an FBA product, for instance. This allows you to be quite specific about where products move to and where products move from. The next thing we determine is where the products can be picked up from by this automation. This could be all rules, or you could choose a specific rule that you're connecting to. Finally, you determine where the products are moved to. Now earlier I created a rule just for this called low stock, and that's where the products will move to. The final part of the trigger section is what happens when the triggers no longer apply. For example, whenever we're above 10 in stock, you can choose to have it go back to the original rule, or you can choose it to stay in the rule it's in. So in this case, it would stay in low stock, or it could go back to the original rule. Once you've set these up, hit save. The next section is timings. You can choose to lock the automation so it can't automate your product again within a set period of time, and you can also set a start and stop date. Both of these settings are optional. Finally, whenever you're ready, you'll get an idea of how many products are likely to be affected, and then just hit Set Live Now. Thanks for joining us today, and have a great day.